Support Laneside. Get something cool. Okay, good evening. Let's try to bring this a little bit farther in here, see if you can hear me a little better. We tried to get a little bit better microphone this time so you can hear the computer just slightly better. A little adjustment on the camera there, too. Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Drill Room with Laneside Reviews. As always, I am the Bearded Beast, Rob Johnson, rocking my Harry Potter look tonight. And this evening we are going to be drilling up the new Brunswick Black and Blue that we laid out last night on the show, or on the last episode. And we're also going to be laying out the Paragon from Track for Wayne, our old guy Wayne. So in a second, we're going to be moving over to the drill room, over to layouts. And I just wanted to give everyone a chance to get logged on. If you had any questions or anything you wanted to send through, feel free to do so. We're going to be streaming here probably till at least 8 o'clock. Then we're going to take the weekend off. Monday, we are going to have another drill room episode. I think it's going to be probably the Eruption, the new one from Columbia 300. And then we're going to start settling down to a regular schedule. Now that we've had a chance to test out the system that we've got set up here, I want to try to really take advantage of it and start doing some a lot more interactive stuff with you guys. We're going to be able to do a lot more video based on coaching. We have the setup now where we can do show you a lot more technical things when it comes to different parts of the mechanics of bowling. So we're going to try to lay out and roll out a whole bunch of new stuff for you. Once again, if there's something that you'd like to see, please let us know. You can either tune into these broadcasts live on Twitch, and that's Laneside Reviews, Twitch, Laneside Reviews. You can also check these replays out. They'll be on our YouTube channel, of course. Look up Laneside Reviews on YouTube. And everything will always be at lanesidereviews.com. That'll take you directly to our Facebook. We find that's the easiest way for everyone to find everything in one place. Even if you don't have Facebook, you do have access to it because you can take it, the links back to YouTube or to wherever you want to watch them. So don't forget to please follow us here on Twitch. Like and subscribe on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, as well as TikTok. We are all over the place. So, as we get started here, taking a look to see if we have any questions before we move over into the drill room. The first few of these will probably be a little more technical, where we talk about, drill angles, val angles, things like that. As the show goes, though, we'd really like you to drive it. So the more of you that come and watch these streams live and ask questions, the more information we can get out there for everyone and the more we can do. We really want these, we want to try to do 2 shows a week, whether it be coaching, drilling, talking about a new equipment. We can do just about anything that you want. So why don't we move over to the layout room here. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Sometimes our camera is acting a little bit funny lately. So we're just going to keep an eye on it here. Now, once again, I have access to our Twitch chat right here on my phone. So if there's anything you...
So once again, I have access to...
So if there's anything you want to talk about while we're doing this, just throw it in the chat here. If you're watching a replay of this, don't forget you can send any questions you have to our email address, lanesidereviews@live.com, or you can put it to our Facebook group. Ooh, look at that. Look who's that handsome devil. This is the bearded beast. How do you stack up? This was an awesome gift from the Double D's, Mrs. Scoops, Dawn Dreyer. She made this up for us. She made one for Scoops and one for me. These are super awesome tumblers. They're like ridiculously large, and they keep my stuff really cool. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. All right. So yesterday when we left off, we had laid out our knockout. So we went with 55-degree drill angle. As we said, the drill angle on symmetrical balls rarely has any impact on the actual performance of the ball. It has negligible, but not zero, but negligible. 4.5-inch pin to pap, though, is a fairly strong flaring ball. It's going to be a little bit later flaring rather than early flaring. When you get those pin to paps down in that 3.5-inch area, it's going to be a little bit more earlier flaring. This is going to be a little later flaring. And 35-degree valve angle, it's going to read the friction fairly quickly. It's going to want to transition fairly quickly. So we're going to be putting this one on the press and drilling it. Just going to move it out of the way here. And let's talk about the Paragon. This thing is actually really pretty. Just gorgeous colors. Look at that. Really pops. So this guy here, this is asymmetrical. Core numbers are 2, 4, 8, 6, which is low RG, so it's going to want to start up. It's going to want to rev up early. 056 differential, that's a lot of flare. So this thing's going to want to naturally flare in that 4 to 6 inch range. And then with an intermediate differential of 015, it's already pretty... For asymmetrical equipment, it's going to be fairly continuous. As opposed to if you see something like the Radical, the what are those ones called? The results and the maximum results that have the huge, like the 029 differential. Those see the friction and are really, really, really aggressive, really quick transitioning, very. Well, those ones. That one was probably a bad example because those ones also have traction cover stocks. Just the higher the differential, the faster it's going to see it, the more hockey stickish it's going to be. This one's going to be a little more continuous, a little more sweeping. As you get down by 008 for your differential, that's 008 and lower is considered symmetrical. So this is kind of in the middle. We want to lay this one out for... this one is going to be Wayne, Old Guy Wayne's. So this is the layout we're going to be using for him. We know that it has lots of hook. This iCore 3.0, much different looking than the iCore 1 and 2. It's a little fatter along the outsides. Kind of looks like a bullet going through a brick, as opposed to like a round shell going around a bone. So very low RG, wants to spin up fast, lots of flare. Cover stock has a lot of traction to it. So those two things, a very traction-y cover stock with that more symmetrical core. My apologies tonight, guys. I'm just not getting my words out very well. It's definitely going to mean that we are looking at a very strong mid-lane ball. Actually, this one they say is going to be stronger than the... which was it? It's closer to the blue original Paradox, so it's pretty strong. Finished at 500, 1500. It's got a lot of surface to it. So it's really going to see the front part of the lane early, which for a speed-dominant player like Wayne, that's a good thing. We want it to be early. So Asymmetric means that drill angle really does matter. It really, really does. Make sure everything's still working here. Sorry, guys. Camera's just making some funny noises. So we want to make sure, get that out of the way there. We want to make sure that this one is fairly early for him. So, zoom. But we don't want it to be pinned down. We still want it to be strong down lane. Even though going with a slower response layout, a pin down, like a 45 by 4.5 by 75, that's going to make it read the mid lanes and kind of stand up and not really take advantage of the core that's in this. It's going to be kind of counterproductive for Wayne. So I think I'm going to go with 55 has been a real magic number. We started using 55 for him a little while ago. I drilled a couple of balls for him that we went with 55, which is a pretty medium distance for drill angle, but it allowed us to put a lot more surface on the ball to get it to start up earlier. We could have gone with like a 35 or a 45, but at 55 it allowed us to play with surface a little bit more, and surface makes up, 50 to 60, even 70% of the ball motion, depending on the bowler. So we want to have the most versatility for him. So 55, 4.5. 4.5 is going to be strong without being obnoxiously strong. We could go for him down towards 3.5. Like I said, make it early and make it flare a lot early. But in our center, we have a lot of friction in the front part of the lanes as well. We talk about it in our videos. And I think if we go too strong with it, we're going to see it burn up on him. Because, we call him our speed dominant, but as we always say, he's speed dominant more because he's lacking revs than because he throws it hard. And that is one thing that comes up a lot. We talk about this. Just because somebody doesn't throw it 20 miles an hour doesn't mean they can't be speed dominant. It's based on a ratio of rev rate to speed. So if you throw it 15 miles an hour and you only have 200 RPMs, you're still speed dominant. If you're 20 mile an hour and you have 300 RPM, you're on the side of speed dominant. Like it's dependent on you, the bowler, not just the speed. Like there's so many more factors into it. And I think people forget that sometimes. If you have any questions, please throw them into the comments. I'm going to do my best to answer anything I see. It's lonely. Here talking to myself. I'm missing Scoops tonight. Scoops is at home with the family, which is awesome. He's got the beautiful little daughter Alice at home, who has started bowling. No, we said 4.5. This is going to be with the asymmetric core. 4.5 will bleed a little bit of tilt off as well for him, so we'll get the ball to stand up a little bit better. But we don't want it to be too obnoxious. We don't want it to see the friction and hook and be really jerky for him. We want this ball that's something that he can be in for a while. We talk about versatility. So let's go with 40 degrees val angle. So it's really kind of in the middle. We're going to let this cover stock do the work a lot of the time. Oof, this pencil might be dying. It might be dying. Okay, that's a little better. And let's measure this out for his gap. And we'll see how it looks. Now, one thing I don't have to do on this ball is worry about the flare-safe zone and making sure that the riser pin isn't too close to a hole. This is a dot technology ball, which means the pin is just an engraving and is in fact on the other side of the ball. The number one thing that kills bowling balls is stressors on the cover stock. So doing things like baking them the wrong way, which takes the actual plastics out of the cover. That makes it brittle. Or putting a hole in it. Anytime you put a hole in a bowling ball, the stressors around those holes increase dramatically. That's why you'll see people who roll really close to the fingers. They will often wring out their fingers and their thumbs very quickly because the impact of hitting the pins and going through everything is actually at a high stressor point. So, well, it doesn't actually look too bad. Let's see here. Go down to there. And up and up. Cool. So, it is Friday night, so I wasn't expecting a ton of people on. But that's okay. Whoever comes on, I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please let me know. If we get through these really quickly, I'm just going to sit at the computer and answer whatever questions I have on Facebook. I get questions in all the time on Facebook about coaching. Being a national coach, people think apparently I know what I'm doing. I don't know if I go that far. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very self-deprecating sometimes. I've had the benefit to work with a lot of great people and learn from a lot of people who are smarter than me. I'm able to use that information and my own experience and my own experimentation with what I've learned to kind of try to help people where I can. One of the things I try to pride myself on is always answering questions, no matter what question comes up. I'm very honest about what I think and what I see. So if you ever have a question, please feel free to throw it through to Facebook, throw it through to our email, which is lanesidreviews@live.com. Go ahead and ask. Let's take a look how the layout turned out here. So it's going to be a faster response layout. We've got the pin above the finger bridge. We've got the mass bias kicked out away from the center line. If it was over here, it would be much more continuous. So when this sees the friction, it's going to have a fairly strong reaction to it. That guy's ready to be laid out. I guess it's time for me to go over to the drill cam, and we'll start by drilling the knockout. Oh, that's good. We need to switch cameras here. Okie dokie. Alright, so here we are with knockout in my Lichco. I really like this press. I mean, I love my Gilmac. It's literally beside me, about 2 feet to the right. I don't think I will ever get rid of it. I once almost sold it, and then the pandemic happened, and I think that the pandemic saved me from getting rid of something that I really shouldn't. Because it's almost indestructible. But just about as indestructible is my drill press here. I call him Big Jimmy Mills. It is a mill press with a Lichco Ovalmatic. It's the old school, the really nice old school ones. anybody can hear me. Okay, I guess they can probably hear now. Feel free to send in any questions you want. Doesn't have to be about what we're doing. Ask away. Okie dokie. I realized that one of the cameras had turned off and that had our microphone on it. So, what I had been talking about when you saw my hands all over the ball, the difference between the knockout and the power torque. I was lucky to see some videos with a few different people, talked to a few people who've thrown it, and it looks like the change in the surface, they've removed the 1,000 step between the 500 and 2,000 that we saw in the knockout, and that kind of made it lane shine a little bit more. This one's going to keep its surface longer, but the surface on this almost feels, it's not quite as slow as the power torque. Actually, in watching a few people throw it, it actually looks like it's a little more angular down lane than the power torque, which is good because it'll give it some differentiation. So it should be pretty cool, actually, to give this a throw. I'm excited to see what it does. I should put this on. Keep my Harry Potter from getting all covered in my fat covered in dust. What is going on with you today, Mr. Camera? One of my cameras in the background keeps yelling at me. Oh, I know why it's doing it. Ha 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 ha. I can fix you. I can rebuild you, make you stronger. The $6 million camera. Man, what is the name of that artist? I found this. I've been listening to Little Big for a long time, and there's a new song out that is just, it's my new earworm. It's stuck in there. Goodness, what's it called? Oliver Tree, Cowboys Don't Cry. If you haven't heard that yet, it is it is something else, and the video certainly is as well. Let me get back to it here. Now I know the camera's doing okay. Oh, yum. Before I drop the thumb in here again, I'm gonna just double check to make sure all my lines are good. Ooh, what happened? Alright, so I'm just gonna lower this down in spot. Make sure that it hasn't moved while I've been drilling. Good. Oh, I gotta get that thing oiled or something. Bit by bit. Ooh, baby. Gonna make you a hole. Chucky. Got ourselves a hole. Saying, gonna make sure that our span is good. Boom. So the nice thing of hitting lines so clean is very rarely have to adjust the lines, but I always check it. Always check it. Just gonna head back over to the computer here for a second. Okay, just taking a little break here before we head back. Live in the drill room. And the track Paragon. thank you, everybody, to the 4 viewers who are joining us this evening, and to the new viewers that we've added this week. Really, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for watching. I very, very much appreciate it. The more that you share this, the more that we get people on here and talking, the more fun we can have. You know, sometimes, why don't we just sit here and talk about layouts? We can talk about anything technical you want about bowling. We can talk about whatever you want. This stream, the drill room, is going to be for you, the fans, to answer whatever questions that you have. So I'm going to head back over and finish up the knockout here in just a second. But I just wanted to thank everyone who has joined us tonight already. Very much appreciated. Yeah, and you can catch replays. We're going to be putting up our replays on YouTube afterwards, so that way everyone can watch. So if there's any questions that you have and you aren't able to join us live, please remember that you can throw the questions to our Facebook. LanesideReviews.com will take you to our social. You can use it to get in contact with us there. You can go to Laneside Reviews at live.com. LanesideReviews at live.com is our email address. Sorry. I'm watching myself on the stream. Should never do that. And yeah, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter. Let's get back to drilling. When last we left off, we were at the drill cam. Okay, so we finished off the thumbnail. We've got to move it here. I like to move it, move it. Oh, that makes me old, doesn't it? Am I allowed to sing old 90s stuff, hon?
A little bit.
Just a little bit? As long as I'm not dancing?
I did love the New Kids reference earlier, though.
Yeah, that was for you. Thought it'd be nice. Let's just make sure here. Lines, lines. Always hit the lines. So I had a conversation with a gentleman today. We were talking about layouts. And I want to remind everyone that layouts don't make as much a difference if you don't know what your stats are. It's very important to check your tilt, your rotation, your ball speed, your rev rate, things like that. Do them every 12 months. Do them a minimum of every 18 months. The way you throw the ball can change, just like your fit can change. And, I mean, it can make a pretty big difference. When the gentleman had checked before, I think his PAP was 5 1/8 over by a quarter up. And then when he had it checked again, it was now about 4 1/2 by 3/4 up. So that's a pretty significant change. You think that's a minimum of about a 3/4 inch change just to his pin to PAP distance. Not to mention what it does to your valve angle as your PAP moves around. It's really going to change the way your ball reacts. So it's a good idea to get it checked. That way you can know exactly what you're throwing. Make sure it's matching up to your game. And if it doesn't match up to your game anymore, invest in something new. Get something that's going to match up to you. There's no use beating your head against a wall if you know the ball is not going to work. It is not going to do what you want it to do. Get something that is going to. Bowling's about enjoying yourself. Let's put a hole in this thing. Enough of me rambling on. deal. We got us a bowling ball. That's what I appreciate about you. You roll good. Oops. Alright. Let's move this over to the table. And we'll switch cameras. Okie dokie. We got a knockout here. So I have a question. Mobile Legend, or Mobile Ledge. Alright. I've been looking for a big, strong, solid that I can use on heavy oil to move left and open up the lane, and I was wondering if you have any suggestions. That's a good question, actually. So depends on what kind of bowler you are. If you're in the chat there, if you want to put in, what your stats are, I can give you something a little bit more specific, but as a generalized, there's two ways you can look at that. Big, strong, solid. If you want it to be good in heavy oil and really be early, not necessarily with a lot of motion down lane, the Quantum Evo Solid or the new Paragon, that thing is going to be both are very strong. Very, very strong, big symmetricals, or big asymmetricals, actually. Yeah, my apologies. For symmetrical, I'd say the Knockout, that power torque is so good. Yeah, either of those are really good. There's so many good ones out right now. You look at other companies have some really quality symmetricals out and asymmetricals. If you're a Storm person, the Zen and Zen Master and the Reality, those have been doing very good. I know for a lot of the pros that I've talked to, you look at their bags, those are out there. So I hope that helps. All of those are designed for heavy oil. You're not going to be seeing like stop on a dime, turn left, but they can deal with a ton of oil on the front and still be able to have a little bit of energy down lane to get through the pins. Yeah, is there a certain company you're looking for? Is it Mobile Ledge? Mobile Legend? I keep on calling you Mobile Legend. You can just be a legend if you want. Big, strong, solid. Yeah, see, the Paragon is supposed to be 2 to 3 boards stronger and 3 feet earlier than the Evo Solid. So the Paragon's going to be a little smoother. The Evo's going to have a little bit more motion down lane. A second here, let me look at the wall bowling equipment so I can see what's out right now. Yeah, that Evo, yeah, you can really go, if you want a little bit more pop down lane, the Evo Solid. If you want it to be a little bit smoother, the Paragon, the new Paragon from Track. So, well, it's one of the nice things. Brunswick, with their 7 brands, you've got a lot of choices. So I think you can decide if you need it to be smoother, go with the Paragon. If you want to be a little more poppy down lane, go to the Evo Solid, and then from there you can go into the Power Torque. That's going to be a little bit more sweeping arc, and then into the Knockout. That'll be the most of the symmetricals. That'll be the one that pops the most down lane. So I hope that answered the question. Let's see here. I'm making a mess. Anyway, so here is our Knockout. Fast response. Blue insert for it. Let's get a little surface onto it. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you. I appreciate you giving us a question here. Let's get some turbo slow zip. Love this stuff. I have tried two-part epoxies before, but that's usually for other interchangeable systems. I've installed a couple of isets. I've installed a couple of other random interchangeables, and I just find that one of the things I like about the slow zip is it gives me a little bit of wiggle room when I'm putting it in, but it hardens pretty quickly. With the two-part epoxy, I gotta wait 5 minutes before I can really do anything else. I can't cut it down anymore. Alright, let's get this thing, just tap it in. Nice. Purdy. Yeah, like I can throw that on and I can cut that down right now because the slow zip is slow enough to let it get in, but once the catalyst starts, it heats up and it's good really fast. And while I got a second, I'm just going to give these a quick. I bevel the heck out of my fingers. I really do. I know some people like them really sharp, but most of those people have drilled fingers and not inserts like me. And it just, because I track so high, the more bevel that I have on those fingers, the less likely I'm going to have to crack out my fingers. So 3 and 25. I can prep these before I do the other part here. I just cut off the bottoms here. I don't use the ledge, I use the oval. And then we'll get into cutting this down. Maybe, what time is it? 7:49. I guess we could probably drill the Paragon tonight if we wanted to, or at least get it started. I don't want to go too long tonight, maybe just an hour. And then next week, I'd love to just talk with everybody, whatever they want. Layouts, coaching, talk about new equipment, talk about what's going on the tour. They've got the Players Championship, the qualifying this weekend. So everybody's in their different regions trying to qualify to make their shows. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing who makes what shows in what regions. I know the South, everyone's been talking about how tough the South is because they're also getting all of the English players. And the South is already a fairly strong region to start. So it's certainly going to make that one, I think it ends up usually being the favorite. Sure. So I'm just off screen here. It's okay. Boop. Well, I should probably change cameras. Do you use the smooth side or the texture side on ovals? It depends on the oval company. You can see here in these, well, also it depends on the oval company and the type of grip. These are my turbos. In the higher durometer ones, they don't have the that textured side on them. But when I used the regular ones that had textured, I generally would depend on the player. Like for myself, I don't want to have to use a lot of grip pressure on it. So the textured side hung on my hands a little bit more so I could relax my fingers. These ones just don't move, the hydrometer ones, so I don't really have a choice anyway. So great question. Let's see here. Let's get swung over to the drill cam. Oh my goodness, what a terrible view. Oh. I have to figure out where that's squeaking because I've greased everything and it just keeps doing it. It drives me batty and where the heck? Oh, there it is. All right. And get one of these. Keep sending questions in, whatever you like. Problem is, I need a pretty co-host. People keep having to look at my face. It's scarring.
That's why you had Nick yesterday.
That's right. Get Nick on the computer side, so at least we got somebody pretty to look at. Bring the knockout back over here. We got to get that, all the junk off that thumb hole. And I still don't have a paring knife. Definitely going to start a GoFundMe to buy myself a new paring knife. And the worst part is we went looking for one and couldn't even find one to buy. Like, why is there a run on paring knives? Stay-at-home chefs. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Man, I miss that paring knife. I have to have like a wanted poster or a have you seen this paring knife milk carton or something. Quick to burr. Deburr, darn you. Deburr. That's it. That's my goal this weekend, is finding a new paring knife. I don't care what it takes.
That's what the tankers it is.
All right. Give it good.
Yeah, old school pocket knife. I'm pretty sure I have one of those around here. Why are you throwing logic at me? Giving me good ideas. Thank you very much, by the way. Let's put some fingers in here. Doot, doot. So I'm really excited. Once we get through these new releases, I got us a new retro release to look at. Not only do we have Nick's awesome Piranha, old school Piranha, but check this out. Oh yeah, there's a rare find for you. Still not the all-white one, but I don't think I will ever find an all-white one to drill and review, so I can at least drill the red one. Just putting my fingers in, bada boop, and bada boop. And there we go. One knockout ready to take to the lanes so that we can review it once the lanes get open again. Let's move this Paragon over. We got a couple of, you know what? We got a couple of minutes left here. Rather than drilling the Paragon, why don't we wait to drill the Paragon until the next stream, and we'll lay out the Eruption Pro, and that way we can take a couple of minutes here. If you have any questions, we can just answer those. Just finish up the stream and have a little bit of fun. I'm just going to move back around the computer here. There he is. Yeah. Note to self. Yellow and white, not great colors when you're doing chroma key. Or at least when you're doing a green chroma key. So, but yeah, that's the knockout. We've got the double cross done now, the knockout. We're going to have the Paradigm will drill on Monday night. We've got the Spy that we've done now. We'll have the Eruption Pro and the XS Pro to review. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. Once the lanes get open, we're going to have a ton of new reviews coming. But here on the stream, on the drill room, even if we don't have something new to drill, we'll always have something to talk about. It's whatever you, the fan, you, the viewer, want to talk about. We can talk about layouts. We can talk about arsenal building. A lot of people have been waiting for Ball Motion 3 and 4. I know in Ball Motion 3, we're going to talk a little bit about releases. Something I really enjoy talking about, the technical side of bowling. I've spent too many hours over the pandemic learning about anything that let's say brushing up on things that I might not either know or things that I could learn more about. So I'm eager and really happy to share them with all of you. Whatever you want to talk about, this is your show. I think we got through all the questions, which is awesome. Is there any balls, any pieces that you want to see us review that we haven't yet? One of the things, we do have our Patreon. We do have our Spreadshirt site that does help cover us picking up anything that we don't have that hasn't been sent to us so that we can review it. Great example of that is the Black Widow urethane. Nick was able to sell some stuff, and we were able to pick that up at our own expense and review that. We did the same thing a little while ago. We bought a storm ball, and we were able to review it for you, even though it wasn't one that we were going to be getting. So if you do want to see something, feel free to support us. You can throw something in our tip jar of teeth, which is really creepy. Very nice, very evil. Oh boy, I think I owe Danhausen now. I may owe him monies for infringement. Hey, if Danhausen wants to come on our show and bowl, I will teach. Once his leg is fixed, I will teach Danhausen how to bowl. I will order him one of those on the balls with his face on it. Oh, heck yeah. So there's some other stuff we're working on. We're going to try to get some live bowling on here. Going to try to do some either breakdown of events, breakdown of a tournament, or really whatever we can. This new setup we've got has really opened up what we can do here. I think it's going to be really cool. We're going to be able to have interviews, bring people on. I'm hoping to call a few friends that I've met over the years on tour and through my coaching, that we can have some fun conversations. Not always maybe specifically bowling people. I might know a few celebrities. Are they celebrities?
Sorry, who's celebrities?
The people I know.
I think you know a couple.
I know a couple of celebrities.
You know a couple.
Do they count as celebrities, or are they like celebrities to me?
Will Wheaton's your friend, and you know him.
Yeah, Will Wheaton is a celebrity, I think, yes.
Yes, and he is your friend. So
Okay.
that would be okay.
I don't think he bowls, though.
I think you could probably teach him.
If he wants to come on, I'll teach him.
You could teach Will, and then by that thing, he could have Chris Hardwick, his best friend, teach him how to bowl on your behalf, and then we could beat them. But then he
Oh, you know, it'd be even
that would
better.
be for me.
It'd be even better to teach Will Wheaton in secret how to bowl, and then let him go hang out with Chris Hardwick, and be like, hey, let's put some money on some bowling, and just have him whoop him.
That would be funny. See? Now I'm thinking.
Yes, we have live fans. I forgot to tell you. We have live fans watching as well. We do shoot here at Laneside Pro Shop in the Bayfield Mall. During the pandemic here, if it's just me, I can have my mask off. If there's more than one of us, we have to put our mask on, which it is what it is. We don't want to get the terribleness that is out there. So it looks like I think we've gotten through any questions. Gotten all through the good stuff there. So you know what? Why don't we call it for tonight? That's a good hour online. If you have any more questions, we're going to go live again on Monday at 7 p.m. And then I think we're going to start moving into a regular Tuesday, Thursday kind of schedule. But let us know what you want. If there's a better time that you would like to watch us, let us know. Once again, you can follow us here, Twitch. Just look up Laneside Reviews. You can go to lanesidereviews.com. That'll take us to our Facebook and our other socials. Just look up Laneside Review on TikTok, on Instagram. You can find me as the Bearded Beast. And until next time, guys, in the drill room, we'll see you Laneside.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you Laneside.